Hello everybody and welcome to my German language course. I'm a German native speaker and in this lesson you will learn how to ask questions in German without German question words. So let's start with asking questions without question words. We have for instance the sentence Du bist hier, which means you are here. Now if you want to turn that into a question, simply switch the place of the subject and the verb. The subject in this case is the personal pronoun du, and the verb, of course, the conjugated verb of to be is bist. And now I have changed their places, and there I have the question. Bist du hier? Are you here? Same goes with the sentence Ich habe gewonnen, which means I have won. You get the question again by switching the place of the subject in the verb. Habe ich gewonnen? And here is a special case. We have the sentence Sie arbeiten hart. This can be translated in two ways. Either in they work hard or you work hard. Why? Let me explain. You can see on the conjugation of this verb that this means the third person plural. And as you can see in my lessons before, the third person plural can have two meanings. It can mean either they or it can mean the formal you. So in this case, I don't know if this means that I'm talking to a person directly but in a formal way, meaning like you work hard, or if I'm talking about some other persons in the third person plural, like they work hard. You cannot see this in this sentence because the Sie is normally in the middle of the sentence written with a small letter, and the Sie, which means the formal you, is normally written with a capital letter. But if the Sie with a small letter is at the beginning of a sentence, it is also written with a capital letter. So you cannot discern between those two when these are at the beginning of a sentence. Therefore, when I switched the position of these two, I included these two because both can be true. You can only find out from the context if it's meant to be they or you in a formal way. But anyway, the sentence Sie arbeiten hart can be turned into a question by switching the places of the subject and the verb, like this, arbeiten Sie hart. Then we have this sentence, Sie liebt Schokolade. She loves chocolate. So how do I know that in this case it's meant to be the third person singular? I see it on the conjugation of the verb. This conjugation means it's the third person singular. Therefore I know it's meant to be a she and not they or the formal you. So how do I turn that into a question? By switching the verb and the subject again. This is how the question looks like. Liebt sie Schokolade? Therefore I wrote the Sie small with a small letter. If I would mean, for instance, they, then I would have another conjugation. If I want to ask, do they love chocolate? Then I would say, lieben Sie Schokolade? Because the conjugation for they is lieben. But anyway, if you want to find out how to ask questions with question words, check out my next videos. But so far, I wish you viel Glück, viel Spaß und tschüss.